Hello everybody and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson. Today I'm going to channel through Mother Earth and see what comes up. I've felt this yearning over the last couple of weeks with her because I think she's going through some massive changes when it comes to humanity waking up, and she wanted to come through to say something. I'm not exactly sure what she wants to say, so we'll see what happens out of this channel message. But just let me tap into her. And at the moment, if you want to know what I'm actually doing, is putting my feet flat on the ground. And then I'm imagining myself as a tree. So the roots of the tree go into the earth, and that helps me ground myself with her. Although I do feel this light, that's a light beaming through. It's almost like a tapping in through source energy, grounding into her realities. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, if anyone wants to know, because they want to have a go at it as well. I've also got my hands flat on this wooden table. I have a wooden table, the same as what's on the back of this, on the front, that my beautiful man bought for me for these readings. First up, I'll just say what I'm getting in my mind. We're going through there was a few dreams that I've had with Mother Earth herself, and she's showing up as this being that was in one of my dreams. She was a turtle in the sea. She had a wound on her right flipper, and she was going to lay eggs. She's laid the eggs, and then she morphed into this beautiful blonde being, taller than I was. There's this, let's just see what she says to me. She's going through a transit. She's going through a massive shift at the moment. It's a massive shift, and it's to do with humanity's consciousness waking up, and she's purging just like we are. There's it's like it goes hand in hand. Humanity's going through these like waves of intense shadow work, and then enlightenment, and then shadow work and enlightenment, and she's going through exactly the same, because the reason why humanity was locked down from her perspective was because their potential was far too great for her to handle. So she put it's kind of like we were put in a blocked neuron path within her own consciousness, and that kept us in a small place. But then the fear became bigger and bigger with humanity and Gaia, because from Gaia's point of view, she was not wanting to see her own power through us. So there was this power that humanity was always meant to have a potential to move towards. And when it got to a certain place in that potential, she literally locked us down. And it was all meant to happen from the eyes or perspective of source energy. So I'm like bringing source energy through to help her with this message as well. There's some sort of collaboration that's meeting within me but because she is literally going through her own shadow work, but she's also starting to see the parts of her that she denied through humanity's consciousness being in its most vulnerable potential, she's seeing more of herself, and with that is going to they keep on bringing me to the auroras on both sides of Mother Earth herself are shining more. There's more color, there's more frequencies able to be able to pour through her. The frequencies that are pouring through her are literally because we're allowing them to come through, and she's allowing us to grow into our potential on her now. She's not so afraid of where this is going to take her, but there's a fear that still comes with when she does see the ugly side of humanity trying to scream. It's trying to push through this, and then she can tense up. It's like a labor pain, like a contraction that happens, and when contraction happens, there's resistance, even from her point of view. So there's but she's also saying there's these beautiful colors that are starting to break through, and she's starting to see what she was blocking out was also her potential, and through our potential growing up. Okay, growing up. So whenever there's resistance, there's earthquakes. Whenever there's resistance, but it's kind of like with humans and their shadow self. We'll have these moments of explosions or annoyance or frustrations or whatever, and we have to speak. We have to say the truth. We have to bring out our authentic self, even if it comes out like a bit of a monster, or showing, there's like this goddess that's an Indian goddess. I can't quite grasp the name because I don't know any of those goddesses at all in my logical brain, but I can see her, and she's quite and dark, but she's feminine. So there's this feminine side. It's almost like expanding our imagination is expanding hers, and it's also reconnecting to all these different, because she allowed, with this waking up of herself, she allowed specific souls to be born here that was connected to other planets, and so she's allowing that frequency to come as we're awakening to our authentic self, of where we actually come from, reminding ourselves of our soul's lineage, not just our body's lineage, our not just our ancestors in the blood, but also our soul's lineage. There's two different histories that are coming through there, and that soul's lineage can be born straight from another planet, and so that frequency is starting to enlighten, and she's showing me the aurora lights are like a beacon back to that friendship, back to that friendship of that planet, through humanity starting to wake, and we start to see more auroras because of that energy exchange that's happening between. Because she's showing me like a telephone, like the auroras, the colors of the auroras are actually like a telephone or communication for her to be able to communicate with these other planets as well, like a vibrational meet of some kind that happens, that she can become more aware of herself and her journey and her history, through aligning with these other planets and communicating. And she's showing me like literally revisiting things that haven't been visited for a long time, like other planets that had this almost screen or a communicational link. In that place used to be all these like monuments of her Earth on that other planet, and then they're all crumbled, and when she goes and visits them, she sees destruction. She realizes through that destruction, it's like visiting an old neuron path that she hasn't used for ages, the potential of something within her. She sees that it all broke down, and so she's sad about that, but she's also happy to reconnect again and start rebuilding something new. And the reason why this is happening is because humanity is waking up, and humanity was literally a go-between where one being would be chosen that had a direct link to that certain planet, and they would be found within a tribal in the tribe, and then placed in or somehow linked up to a certain cave or something like that that she had created, that gave them through their intention, she used us as like the it synced us up to these other planets, and so there'd be a specific person who could sync up, and she showed me a cave, a person sitting in the middle of the cave, and then they're syncing out to their planet. That syncs her up to that planet. Then there's this download that comes through humanity's consciousness and also through her, so she can have an understanding of where to grow, what to create to help humanity be able to ground us even more. And then people have in that tribe are synced up to specific planets. So specific tribes synced up to specific planets, and then they can start recreating newness, but also a collaboration. It's kind of like a meteor that strikes Mother Earth herself. When it strikes, it's not just all the information that it's passed through the solar system. It's not just all of the particles and the information collected as it's gone through space. It's now that has now grounded onto Earth, and it changes into something else. So it becomes the green color because of her interaction with the meteorite as well, or it changes its color, changes something because of the heat, the intensity. It's like information just firing at her, and then it changes. The information changes and she changes. It's two things coming together to create something new, and that's literally what's happening. And she wanted this to happen. She wanted specific groups of people to come together that are from the dynamics, say for instance Pleiades, which I'm absolutely from, and then a group of them will come together, and then we'll sync up with her, and then we can start to bring through all of this wisdom that can be grounded with Mother Earth, that Mother Earth also agrees with, and it will always be an agreement between humanity, its consciousness, and Mother Earth herself, but it will be an expansion of humanity being able to go even further with what they want to create here or carve here on Earth. We are one. There is only one. We are literal neuron paths for Mother Gaia herself. Potential, and we are the caretakers of many other things as well. And she wants to have faith in us to caretake for the animals again and for the water. And she's going through this shadow work of realizing it within us, growing and finding our own potential. And that means that our consciousness raises to a higher bar, and we come more collectively understanding that we are collectively together, and that everything outside of us is us. And then that actually gives her like I can almost feel a little blockage there of fear that, oh my God, where's it actually going to take me? But then she starts to see that in that collaboration, that we're going to come from our hearts. We're not going to come from our minds, just our minds anymore, not just the logic. We're going to come from our hearts. And have compassion for all, seeing, understanding that everything outside of us is a reflection of within us, and she's starting to feel that as well. So the fear will subside. She'll allow pockets of humans to flourish and bring through this information, pockets of us, and we will be protected. And she will gift us abundance, but she wants us to trust her as well. So there's a collaboration of trusting going on here as well. And don't even worry about the others or the rubbish that's on that's the wounds of Mother Earth. She said, don't even go there, because the higher that we lift our frequency, the more that sort of disperses. It disappears from our reality, and it literally helps heal her, because we're not focused in on the wound anymore. We're not focused in on the problems, and so it disperses. It doesn't become part of the new reality that we're creating. Where she wants us to more focus on being more enlightened, dance our way through things with childlike wonder. Find things that we're like, well, I never saw a daisy like that before. I never realized I could like literally communicate with plant life and animal life and Mother Earth herself, and it would literally show us a different path towards even more magic, more things that have been hidden. She's got a lot of stuff that's hidden away from us, because that we were in this lockdown phase of very unbalancedness, and she couldn't allow that to happen while there was an imbalance within humanity's consciousness. But there's going to be pockets of us, almost like a magnet pulling us together. And she said, use technology, use that at the moment until we become more in tune with ourselves and awaken the telepathic communication within us. Use the technology until but always remember, anything that is outside of us that is created just from logic and not in harmony within our heart space can be used against us. So that's why tread softly, tread lightly through this, through this transformation. Don't worry, don't fret about earthquakes and stuff like that. If you were in the middle of an earthquake and you were needed for this new vibration of collaboration of people to come together, you will not be harmed anyway. But most of us are not in that place, because it's to do with awakening certain specific humans for other purposes, and there are these other purposes that's going to come up as they awaken too. So it's not just, these bunches of like Pleiadians or Acrturians or, Lyrians or Syrians or whatever that are coming together. And not to say that some we fold in and out of each other's lives as well, because we might want to learn from each other's groups as well. So that don't try to put everything in a specific box and say that's how it has to be. I'm not in a Pleiadian group yet. I'm a Pleiadian. What's going on? Or I haven't found my group yet. Don't worry about things like that. This is actually happening on an energetic level first, and then it's like a magnet that will pull us physically together. And trust the envelope, she showed me like an envelope and a letter being open, and trust that before it's open, that it is what's supposed to be, the information that's supposed to be poured through you will come through whoever you meet. And so just allow things to flow, but know that you are absolutely protected through this awakening. But she's okay, so now she's taking me to the color codes that I was, and the auroras, and then the humans. And she's like, each group or dynamic has a specific color or thread that they come through on. like the soul came through on, and for a purpose, and grounding specific information. And if we do come together and find the color or something that we vibrate with, we can use that. Okay, she's taking me to remember the elder. She was always saying that even with healing, because she was from Pleiades, they would use a blue color. And then there's different colors for different others as well. It's like bringing the rainbow together, and that's talking about the rainbow people, the rainbow prophecy of these people uniting and becoming one white light. Something to do with the rainbow prophecy. I don't know what that is, so I might have to look that up. I know that I'm pretty sure logically there is a rainbow prophecy, but I don't know what the actual prophecy is. I've not seen it. So I might look that up on a gal. But she's bringing them all together. A united understanding of higher frequencies, working in unity with this vibrational meat that brings out potential of each and every one of us. Yeah, there's something there. And she's shown me like her as a beautiful planet, and then pockets of us coming together, or even if we're not physically together, even on Zoom or whatever, but it feels like there's pockets of us coming together. And so long as we are all vibrating the truth, the true color, the true vibrational meat of ourselves, we are in and then there's a meditation that she wants to pour through humanity's consciousness. So I might tap into that and see if I can get this meditation to come through, and it will be a collection or a collective meditation for those to become one again. And she said, even if I don't do it, maybe somebody else out there. Don't worry about it anyway. Anyway, sorry, I'm having this discussion with her in my mind. She's really seeing those that have done the work as her like really protecting us. Like she's holding her hands out and holding us and saying, you are safe, you will be protected, don't worry. She's so it's almost like we are showing her something that she was afraid to become more of herself, and she now has a fuller understanding of what we can do logically, and how we can bring specific materials together physically and create. And she wants us to keep doing that as well, but but when we bring in our intuitive side, there's going to be more of a collaboration and an understanding of the wholeness of all, and that is going to create a new potential here on Earth. Something massive is shifting right here, right now, though. So it's like she's seen two things. She's seen the colors of herself coming out, the understanding, like the vibrancy of where she could go, but she's also got on the opposite side of it, that oh my God, can I really do this? Like literally whatever humanity is going through, she's going through it as well. But she also feels like she's got all this protective energy or responsibility of everything else. But then she's showing us as our bodies, we also have that as well. Just remember to have fun. It's more important to have fun through this than to worry about how it actually happens. See if there's anything else. She's bringing me to gold. She's showing me gold being found, and the appreciation will she's now bringing me to the Anunnaki, and they were trying to find the gold for their planet. Osmosis, something starting with an O, shifting the gold on atomic form, the understanding of the principle of its I'm just getting bits out here. Humanity now seeing the true value in something that was taken away from them. It's almost like her DMT. It brings her into a 0 point frequency that she can be part of source energy, and something to do with humanity and their DMT and their pineal gland and this gold or this powder, white powder. I don't know. And I'm probably not saying the words right, so I'm just a little bit stopping myself. But she's showing me a river. She's showing me the gold flecks or clumps of gold showing up. She's showing me humans living near that and not touching it unless we feel it like Mother Earth wants us to, or there's a collaboration of understanding that we should do that. But other than that, leaving it there, and because there's something about her transforming it into a powder-like substance to thread through the caves, and then we end up going into the caves and we can have an experience that completely connects us to even more as well. There's something to do with that. But when we leave the gold in the river, when we leave it, we allow for this expansion to happen. There's something going on there. It was taken off, not by humans, were a go-between for another race that wanted it. And that's why the mining all happened. A lot of the mining, not all of it, but and that's why it was so precious to these other beings. They were literally taking it away from Earth and humanity to keep us in a smaller potential. But now she's asking us, there'll be pockets where to leave it unless you were specifically told in a dream to take it. Then you know from your own heart's perspective, and to never judge anyone else in the tribe if they do take it. If they took it without that communication or understanding, then there will be a big backlash anyway for them, because they're in a higher consciousness and it just wouldn't happen. So they would end up probably departing from the tribe. So there's something that's happening where we're leaving it now, and we're understanding that the true value of it with nature and Mother Earth, and her being able to use it to thread through caves and so forth, and even rivers, and then us swimming with the rivers, having more communication. There's a breakdown of it though that flips it, some sort of, she's showing me volcano interaction or something, or pockets where things would change or shift or something, and she knows how to do that herself, but we need to leave it, because there's going to be there's a lot that people have been holding that are from these other races, and they're literally sitting on their pile of gold, and literal showing me dragons sitting on their pile of gold, and when they leave, they want to take as much as they can, but they just sitting on it, some of it will be dispersed out again, but she really wants to snap, because there's more that's going to be produced, something to do with more being produced, but it's going to be well protected now. And it's only going to come through in different certain pockets or certain rivers that are not going to be found anymore by those that are using it for the worst, or taking it away and not allowing Mother Earth to have her potential, or humanity. Yeah, so there's something there about that as well. So yeah, through this transmutation, through this shift of her with humanity, you'll start to see more colors, more interesting signs in the sky. The weather will start working with us again and not against us. And this is for specific people in specific places. It's not for the whole of the earth. She realizes this. She's only showing me pockets of places. You might get a pull to move to one of those pockets of places. We don't know where they are. So this is where the faith has to come in, the trust has to come in as well. That we will always be in the right place at the right time to have these higher frequencies go through us, or move through us, or become us. Yeah, so it's all of that. Okay. I think I'll leave it there. I'm feeling like, I'm coming back to the roots of my feet again, and my hands are going flat on the table again. So I'm feeling like this is a closing. And what I might do, yeah, let's just ground that anyway. And thank you for that wisdom. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you got something out of that, or enjoyed that, or felt some sort of truth within that. And we'll see wherever else these channel messages go. But I am expanding myself into understanding all the vibrations of whether it's Pleiadian, Acrturian, Mother Earth, humanity's higher consciousness coming through source energy. So I'm going to probably do more of these specific channelings coming through. And as you know, it's like a conversation that happens within my mind. So I'll always just be speaking like this, as if I'm having I'm speaking for her, or speaking for Pleiadians, or speaking for, this is how I channel. So I'm not one that goes into a trance and allows something to come through me. I like to have a little bit more control over that. And I feel this is where humanity is going towards, because in the end, we're all going to be able to do this. This is not something that's just for me. This is something that all of humanity is going to be able to do. This is the universal language of being able to tune in to what your soul knows as well. And your soul has a great lineage of understanding, way more. So love you guys. Until next time. Bye.